All right.
All right. We are back. Big week. Going into week 8. 7 weeks through. And it really does feel like every team has life except for one. Really.
I would say you could even go so far as go maybe add two more teams into that. Because if you look at the group
No.
chat this week, there's been two guys that have been just really heartbroken in the chat.
Dan
Well, I don't know who's,
definitely.
is it Josh's second one or Dan?
Dan.
Dan.
Dan and Austin have been pretty downtrodden this week. I mean, of course,
Austin is
Josh.
confident. Honest to goodness, last Austin has been saying, I think he's higher on his team than he's been in a little while.
Well, I think he should be fine because I honestly was like, oh, his team's like terrible right now. And he's putting up points. And he's got
He
his
is.
players putting up points. CD Lamb's back, so he's probably fine. I felt like he needed to win this week, but with his players performing the way they are,
The thing
he's
is, when
fine.
you look at the
It,
divisions, though, he does need to win this week. Losing last week really kind of hurt him.
and we'll get into that more later, but it is sad to see Dan turning into the watering can. The watering can is not nearly as much fun in the chat.
No.
The gas can really had something. He added some fire. He added some flame. The
I love seeing
watering
fire.
can's he's a little soggy.
The watering can's
Nothing
actually
from
so
him.
good.
Yeah.
I love that. But all right, so we got the commish on, and with the commish, he always wants to bring words of knowledge or talk about certain topics. And Vinny, why don't you start us off? I think we're gonna go with a live power rankings because Austin's just been busy this week. We'll start off with Vinny. See where Vinny wants
Okay.
to take us to start.
I have some things to say. The annual State of the League type deal. More than that, I have some updates. But before that, before I can get into anything, um, just want to tell a quick McDonald's Monopoly story for Paco here. I think it's been a great addition to the chat. It has really taken me back. Dan hit the nail on the head. It really takes me back to high school. Paco peddling the McDonald's Monopoly, and I mean, I remember going through many a drive-through. Back then, I feel like it was the medium drink that had it. You get the medium water.
Mm-hmm.
Now Paco's absolutely diabolical with his large waters, getting banned at the Chelsea McDonald's. um,
Just
but
trying to stay
anyway,
hydrated.
I had not yet gone, and I haven't been to McDonald's in quite some time. But today, Ruthie works late on Thursday nights. I was like, usually I'm on my own for dinner, so it's like, what, I'm gonna get some McDonald's tonight. I was thinking about it all day. What's the order gonna be? I look in the app, I see the things. I did what Paco said. I see the things that have the Monopoly, that are the Monopoly items, and I click the order to play button. Okay, I make my order. I do it all in the app. I go pick it up. I got a spicy McCrispy. I got a medium fry. Both of those were Monopoly items. I also threw in just to try the Buffalo Ranch snack wrap. I know that's not a Monopoly item, but for the record, I come back and I apparently hadn't registered yet, so I got credit for none of those. And none of them had. I know you can scan a code. None of them had the Monopoly code on them either. So there was nothing I could do. I got basically a whole wash. I mean, I guess the only good thing to come from it is that now I guess I don't need to eat more McDonald's later that I got for free because I got nothing for free.
Wait, so you took the stickers off and they didn't have a code on them?
There was no stickers.
Oh, they screwed you with the stickers. Okay.
They didn't give me stickers. I don't know why the McCrispy didn't have it. I think the medium fry didn't have it, maybe because that's only through the app that it's a Monopoly item. But I ordered it
It's a
through the app.
large fry that it's the.
The medium fry on the app said that it was a Monopoly item. And I clicked the damn order to play button. So I figured, okay, that means I just make my order and it'll give me the credit. But I hadn't hit the accept terms. So Monopoly for Vinny. So whatever. But anyway,
we might
that's
need
my
Paco to
contribution.
clarify, because I think he knows exactly what went wrong here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I need to put it out here. Paco, tell me what I did. Well, I think I know what I did wrong was that I didn't register first, but they're really misleading by having next. There's a button that says register to play and a button that says order to play. And so I figured just by ordering, because I have the McDonald's app, I had a McDonald's account, that it just automatically, registered me. but I guess that's not the case.
No, I guess that's not. I will say that like I've gone a few times and it was actually Paco who got me, like he was talking about. I was like, let's go to McDonald's. So I've had 3 trips over the last few weeks.
Paco should be getting some kickback because he's driving some sales.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I think me, you, Dan said he did it. And there are probably others in the chat. I don't know. Pickle, have you gone to McDonald's because of Paco's monopoly influence?
I wouldn't say because of Paco, but he did remind me of like, I could do McDonald's tonight. So
You put it on the mind.
Job.
And they screwed me last time because I know that it's on the large fry and the large drink. But last time I did do one of the waters. I got one of the waters on the second time I went, got a free Monopoly for that. And then the second time they said they have to charge me for it. But then they gave me a large drink that said McAfee. It didn't have a sticker on it. So I don't know what the hell's.
They're onto it. They're onto that whole thing. But well, that was the other thing. I was gonna try that too. I was gonna try to get the large water, and then I forgot when I pulled up to the drive-through and gave them my code. So the whole thing, I bungled the whole thing. But they screwed me. The McCrispy if nothing else, the McCrispy definitely should have had the McDonald's tag or the Monopoly tag on it or sticker. It did not. So some of it was not my fault. That's all I have to say. Paco, give us the official breakdown, but there's my Monopoly story. I do hope. I loved Johnny's comment too. I totally agree. Like I would just love to see Paco win one of these. I don't know what the grand prizes are. No one has to do with like Lowe's or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe they're giving you a Lowe's franchise. Next thing you know, Paco's just got a Lowe's franchise. He's a franchisee. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is.
So basically, what it is you have to get all 3 of just like a Monopoly. You just got to get a Monopoly. Yeah. But I was talking to Paco about this because I was like, how many of each card are there? You know, because I was like, yeah. Oh, you can find it. You can read. He's like, the yellow ones where you get a free car. There's 5 of them. I'm like, 5? 5? That's like they all get thrown away probably. I mean, like, what are the chances they even go into someone's hands? That's actually crazy. Yeah.
Because how many people who are actually just McDonald's and regularly order McDonald's aren't even paying attention to the Monopoly stuff that's going on? Like you said, they could just be getting thrown away. Yeah. Anyway, they got one sale out of it from Vinny tonight, but I got no Monopoly rewards out of it. Anyway. Yes. So there's that. That was the most important thing to talk about. Yeah. But also, I wanted to come on here and say a couple things. One is league business. Punishments. Okay. I have an idea. This is what I'd like to do. Okay. I can do all I want to call on Pickle to run his half marathon or to call on Josh to do. I'm just gonna say default the punishment this year is got to be half marathon again because we didn't come up with something else. Okay. So I will call on them both out of goodwill to do it. But the fact is we had no structure in place to enforce it, as has been the case. We're terrible at doing the punishments. And Pickle gets all the credit in the world for being the one that has actually done his punishment. And so I extra can't even get on his case for not doing this one. Again, I call to the goodwill of Pickle and Josh to do it. I'm going to make that appeal, but I can't enforce it. But this is what I've decided, okay? Starting this summer, this is what I want to do. I want to set up, this will take some legwork for me, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to set up at some point in the summer an all-league Zoom call. And we're going to discuss the punishment and agree on one. And it has to be palatable to everyone. Okay, no, Austin, the loser is not entering an amateur boxing league. Okay, and getting the shit beaten out of us. I don't need a deformed nose for no reason. Anyway, so, but something good, okay, like the half marathon or doll-esque or something like that. We're going to agree upon it, and it's palatable to everyone, and everyone signs off that, yes, I will do this if I get last. And then I'm sending out contracts. I'm not kidding. Okay. I'm sending out contracts.
I love it.
And everyone is going to sign a contract that they're doing it, and that if they don't do it, then they're going to pay the $500 fine, okay? And I'm okay setting it that high because everyone will have agreed upon it. So you'll have known it, because the problem in the past is we can't all get in the same room And so then it's like, okay, a punishment's decided on, but then it's like, well, somebody could say, well, I didn't agree to that shit or whatever. And we don't agree on what happens to the person if they don't do it. And so I have no real ability to enforce it. Mark will probably say, Vinny, that's on you. I mean, if Mark's the one who got last, it's like, well, Vinny, that's on you. You didn't have anything. And if somebody else gets last, like, well, Vinny, that's on you to enforce. Because, how it goes is if somebody wants me to do something authoritative, then I'm a weak commissioner. But if they don't like the authority, then I bring out, then I am a dictator. So that's whatever narrative fits, whatever, we all know that Mark is a spineless coward, and so he'll spin whatever. But anyway, so that is what is going to happen. So I'm publicly announcing that on the pod. That's what's going to happen moving forward. Now, hopefully, Austin will have gathered a good 20 punishment ideas for us to discuss. I'm sure he'll bring it. But we're signing contracts next year because this is the one thing our league is lacking. Okay, we all know it. This is a great, one of the great fantasy football leagues in all the land. One of the great fantasy football leagues in the country. How many fantasy football leagues have a weekly podcast? Okay, we have 10 making the power rankings. We have the weekly pod. We've got AI pickle images flying. We've got an active group chat. Okay, everybody's heart is pounding every weekend trying to get a victory. We've got people looking up histories and creating spreadsheets and figuring out who the worst player in the league is. We've got it all, except we lack what even mediocre fantasy football leagues have, which is the punishments. I know a lot of people who play in leagues that don't care half as much as we do, that don't have half the engagement that we do, that have better punishments and better punishment systems. So no, Dan, I'm not just going to accept that our league is bad at it. This is what we're doing. We're doing contracts. And again, it'll be something that everyone will agree that they'll see. Nobody's going to get bullied into anything. It'll be an agreed upon punishment, but then a contract will be sent out that you're going to do it. What do you boys think?
I like it. Yeah. But one thing I wanted to say was the amateur boxing thing, although it's like, yeah, no one can do that. You don't want to have something where you have to train just to get the shit beat out of you. But to me, I also kind of feel like a half marathon's similar, dude. Dude, I would actually rather do the boxing match than do a half marathon.
Well, no, but see, a half marathon, if need be, you can walk portions of it. So that's why I feel like the half marathon's doable, because if you have to walk half of it, you can walk half of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. And I do like the idea, to be honest. Most of all, we want the punishments to be funny and to be league building, to be stuff that, we haven't had one since the doll, but that was fun. That was fun for everybody that got to go. We got to go sit at the other table. Correct. Paul did an awesome job.
It was fun for everyone except for one person.
Oh, you confirmed it was one of your best dates in the last 7 years.
What does that tell you about the dates we've had recently?
But anyway, so it just, we have an awesome fantasy football league. And the thing that I actually love most about the league is that it kind of keeps us in communication. Like a lot of us, I don't know how much we'd talk if it weren't for the league. So that's what I love most about it. So I see the punishment as another opportunity to sort of build that. So I think it's something we really need to start doing a better job of. I also like the idea if the punishment can be something that's not only funny and hard, but is almost kind of constructive. So if somebody's putting a lot of time into it, like running a half marathon, it's like, that's not going to be wasted time. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good thing for them. So I like that one a lot, but other stuff like that, I don't know. Austin always has a million ideas that he gets on social media, whatever. But I know people that have done the Waffle House, 24 hours in Waffle House. Trick for us is that we're a little too northern for that, other than 10. But we could figure something out, and there's a whole bunch of stuff we could figure out. And so anyway, that's the message to the league. Contracts are coming next year. Okay, this is happening again. I'll appeal to the good nature of Pickle and Josh to do their half marathon punishments, but I really can't enforce it. I've got no teeth. But going forward, we're gonna do contracts. So
yeah, and I love that. Love the idea. One thing I want to say is if we can get this to go forward, get all the contracts, get it signed. Maybe on this Zoom meeting we could talk about getting a location next time, see if we can all meet up for the draft, see how many of us we can get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that would also be cool if we could try to just once a year. I know that there's a lot of people, around and there's a lot of stuff going on, but if there is a time we can get as many people as we can to do the draft, I think that'd be fun too.
Yeah, I agree.
You've seen the show The League, but that was always one of the funniest things I loved seeing with their beginning draft party. And thinking if we could get all of us just back to some location, whether it's North Carolina or Michigan or something like that, just having a weekend of doing that would be so much fun.
That would be fun. And I would love in a perfect world at least one year us to like set the draft order by doing some kind of combine.
Yes.
And if we can't get together, maybe we could at least all like Zoom. I mean, that could be a shit show, but like some way we can be all present, because I think it would just make it so much more fun.
Agreed. And I was glad at least this past year, we had more than we've had in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everybody in town, except for Pickle, because you had just gotten back from Europe, I think was here. So that was great. I think there were 7 of us, which was nice. But yeah, something that's a little bit more would be also awesome. So anyway, we love Lions Power 3. It's a phenomenal fantasy football league. We've got the pod, we've got the weekly power rankings, we've got Mark, starting his off-brand, off-kilter media company that doesn't actually exist, but he's talked about it. We've got one of the only left existing chats on the GroupMe app. It's like we got a lot going for us, but we need to get the punishments in order.
I mean, what other league has multiple father and son duos in it too?
Oh shoot, I just lost. I was gonna say, wait, what did you? Oh shoot, you just said something about GroupMe. They just did an update. I think it was only for us.
That was something. I don't want to be the evil person in the room, but that's something we consider moving toward, like to Slack or to like Discord or something like that, or do we just grit it out in GroupMe?
What it is, you just gotta grind it out.
Okay,
This is what we're on. All right.
The imperfections of GroupMe makes it perfect. So honestly, we're good.
Day by day,
at least 2-3 messages a year that make me laugh out loud about people just ripping on GroupMe for whatever. I mean, but it's a terrible app. But
dude, the update they did, they fixed the thing where if you're reading and people are posting,
they did fix that.
It soup you up.
Yeah.
I'm glad they fixed that finally. About years behind on that group chat technology. I also legitimately have tried changing my profile picture so many times. I will say this: there is actually one other GroupMe that I'm in that there is some posting that happens on it, and in that GroupMe, my profile picture changed, but in ours, for some reason, it just stays the same. So whatever.
Alias, not your profile picture.
What's that?
You have to change your group alias, not your profile picture. When you click on it, it'll give you like 2 options, and you do like the right option.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll look into that.
Well, one thing also, if you can literally just keep scrolling up and up and up, I wonder if holding all that data slows down our GroupMe. I seriously think it does.
That's how I found.
But it's kind of awesome that it's all saved in there. We wish ESPN saved that much. And that.
Sorry.
That leads me to my next thing, which I gotta just commend. The chat's been great this year. And in the past it's been commented, and I'm going to get to this a little bit more when we talk about my team, actually, when we get to the power rankings, because I've been joking around about the new year, new me, but I have taken a very different approach in fantasy football. And one of the ththings is I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get in it in the chat this year, because in the past I'd usually basically never say anything, and then all of a sudden maybe once a week or something, I'd drop a couple messages. I would often let it build up. There's 400 unread messages. I'm like, I'm not reading all these, which is why Dan, I think on Father's Day, Dan's there were some random messages and Dan called me an absent father, or him or Austin or something like that about being in Fisher League. Cause I sometimes would just pop in and then leave for a while. But this year I've really been in it. I've been really trying to instigate some shit, and it's been really fun. And again, this is where I call on the gas can to pour a little gas back in his can. I mean, come on. I mean, even Dan, if you think you're out of it, okay, at least you used to take joy in bringing other people down. I call on you to bring back the pure joy of watching others suffer yet again, and start chirping in the chat again.
This week has been really dead. If you look at the chat, we had a really hot, Monday, and then maybe a little bit on Tuesday, but the last couple of days it's been dead. We need you, Dan. Bring that gas.
Yeah, well,
Gas in the
also,
fire, Dan.
Vinny, to be fair, it's pretty easy to be in the chat when you're 6-1 and your team it's like
I didn't have much to
historic
say in the
run right
past
now.
years. For about 10 years, I haven't had much to say other than the constant Vinny complaints about his unluckiness. But I will say this, though, is that Mark did reshare one of the great images that's ever been shared in the league. The Steve Cornhusker image did make its way back around,
It did.
which Steve hates and I love. So that's been a positive fruit of the chat this week. I'll say that.
Which I think is a great segue into kind of like looking at this week. Steve, we had kind of a bet maybe brewing.
Oh, that's right.
Over that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
pickle
you
week.
know
We're
what?
finding out who's more pickle.
Yeah.
Because I've said it this year. I've said it a few times. I'll say it again that I think in some ways Steve has shown himself to be the new pickle. I also was looking at moves. Steve's made 34 moves, I believe it is. I'll take another look. But that is a pickle amount of moves
so first
right there.
let's just go over this. The new pickle. What does that mean? Okay, because you just said new pickle, which could mean a lot of things.
It means making a lot of moves.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Honestly, it could be a good thing because the old pickle had the championship.
It also means, and pickle, this has happened a lot of times. It means coming out the gate real slow.
Oh yeah,
having some embarrassing performances, but then hitting the waiver wire and then making a real resurgence.
That's
you kind of losing a couple games. That's kind of been your trajectory this last. That's why I'm saying this game.
Luke every year, week 1. Oh my God,
Pickleball.
I hate it.
Pickleball this week, and this was noted off air before the pod started, but Steve is wearing a pickle shirt.
He is.
He's telling us he wants to be pickle, so we're finding out who's going to be more pickle this week.
You just put that. You can't insinuate that. That's not at all what we were going for.
See, Steve is turning into a pickle right now.
No. But first off, where you said starting slow, yeah, pickle, right? Resurgence, that's where we leave the pickle, right? The resurgence, all right, we leave it, okay? Because Paul's having a historically good year this year, and he's 3-4. And,
boys, this really is the Pickle Bowl. I'm looking at the standings right now. Steve and Pickle have both made exactly 34 moves.
Oh my God!
Exactly 34.
Hold on, let me make that 35 really quick. I will say this before we hop in: he has no chance this week. No chance. If his team beats me, I'll take last place, dude. Just give me last place. I'll take it from Josh. Do the punishment, dude. Obviously not, but his team is not. When we get to the matchup, Vinny, tell me what you think.
The team that you see right now might not be the team you play on Sunday.
Okay, so we'll get there. Here's what I propose, boys. I don't think we can take the power rankings from 10. Here's what I think, though. We just look at the standings, 10 through 1, and we talk about, we start at the bottom, we go to the top, and we discuss our thoughts on the team and where we each think they kind of are as we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Since we didn't get together and make a collective ranking beforehand anyway, I don't really know.
Well, we put in the 3 different groups, definitely locked in the playoff or playoff potential, then a middle tier, then
I mean, that's kind of what I did with my tiers earlier in the week. I mean, the only team that's definitely out of it is Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Josh, but yeah. Dan, is Dan
about Josh? Let's try to figure this out, all right?
Yeah.
So Josh, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this team.
The idea of just making tiers, because then we can have teams that we think are similar, and they don't have to be similar in necessarily their record.
So I think we probably all agree Josh is in a tier of his own, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sadly.
And when we take a look at this, we see that I think a number of things. Let's just talk about what went wrong. Okay. One is AJ Brown and Drake London. That's tough. First 2 picks, currently the number 27 and 17 receivers. Now, I say that, and I want to just give my annual PSA because this always annoys the shit out of me when people are trying to trade and stuff. Once we start getting into bye weeks, your average per week is actually what determines how good a player you are, not your position rank. Because some players have had a bye, others have not, as well as Some maybe sat out a week from injury or whatever. And so it's actually the weekly average. But if you look at AJ Brown, he's averaging 12.4 a week because that disregards the bye. And then Drake London is averaging 15.8. So that's not the production that you expect from your first two picks.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, Drake London has not really been solid ever. And when he ever scores points, AJ Brown would not score any. And now the Eagles, week 8, it looks like they're starting to try to throw the ball, and it's just too late. He's got 7 losses. I mean, it's fun. It really is unfortunate for him because when you look at him, he has the lowest points for and by far the most points against. Like, he had no shot of anything this year. Really unfortunate for him. But yeah, with those 2 picks, and then, Chuba gets injured. He's just got a bunch of random shit he's just throwing there. And there was a week where literally every player on his bench scored more than every player he started. And they all scored incredible. It's really unfortunate for Josh.
At least he does have the worst points for. Because then it's like you can't. It's like, okay, like he does deserve to be the worst team.
Yeah.
He has 0 wins, dead last right now by 2 games at least. Do you think he had a chance to not be dead last though? Do you think he turns it together for 1 or 2 wins here?
I think he had to beat you last week because, yes, Dan's only 2 ahead of him, but Dan has a significant points for. Like, are you looking at it right now? I just went to his team. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Doesn't Dan have like 100 points for on him or something?
Dan has over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I know that a few weeks can erase that, but I just don't see Josh like going off for some weeks. And I actually do think Dan's team's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2-game lead plus the hook with the tiebreaker, and a tiebreaker I don't think Dan's losing. That's a tough one. Plus, because I think Dan's team is better than his record, he's not the one who I think is going to slip a bunch of games and go on a losing streak. He needed to beat you, Pickle, because then he would have been only 1 game behind you, and you have the second least points for. Not to say you won't get hot, but that's what he needed to do. He needed to beat you last week. And now that he didn't, I think he locked up last place.
I think you're right, too, because Dan, he's not even close to him in points for, so he'd have to beat him in wins. But Dan's team's going to win again. It will. There's 6 weeks left, and Pickle, you're only 40 points for ahead of him, but he has only 6 games to make 3 games up. It's very, very unlikely. Really rough spot.
Well, he needs to win 4 games, and I need to just lose out, basically. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right, Josh. Sorry, you're done, though.
Yeah, he's in the toilet tier.
Yep.
And that's even with having the number 1 tight end off the waivers. I mean, he got a bonus. Like, he's got Jake Ferguson as the best tight end, and he didn't even waste a draft pick on him. It's a freebie. And he's still
for him every week.
Worst team in the league by far.
Yeah.
I also think Dan's in his own category, to be honest here, guys, because I don't know who else you would loop with him, just because he's actually a team that deserves to be more in like the playoff contender tier, but his record puts him at 2-5.
I'm just going to be brutally honest. I think you put him in a tier with me and Pickle because I think that his points for are good enough. He's only 1 game behind, and ours are significantly less than him, points for. And it's only 1 game. I would say 4-3 is such a big advantage that having a winning record that they have to probably be in their tier of their own.
Right.
But I mean, just to be honest, I think it's me, Pickle, and Dan in a tier.
We put him in the Pickle tier.
Because I think whoever loses this week between me and Pickle has no shot. I think they're done.
I agree. This is an elimination game for you guys.
Yeah.
The only reason Dan isn't quite done is because of his strong points for. But he's darn near it.
I think Dan is done. When you look at his team, there's nothing that you can say that can carry him along.
It's as simple as he can afford 1 more loss. That's it.
I think
he has to go 5-1.
I don't know. I think look at the team and the players he has to play. He still has to play me another time. He still has to play Luke another time, Pop another time. Where is he manufacturing another win?
Well, no, but I think what Steve is saying is we're not saying that this is likely. We're not saying that we think Dan's going to get back in it, but just from like a mathematical standpoint, Dan's not out.
Yeah, I think he is just out.
But I would say he's out if he had me or Pickle's points for. So I do
Yeah,
think
agreed.
that makes him have a small chance because he can get hot and actually compete
Yep.
with the Marks and
The thing is,
Pacos.
If he
he's
somehow
one
goes
game below
5-1,
you and I.
he's gonna get in. Somehow, that's the thing. If he somehow goes 5-1, that not only means that he continues his high points for, but he goes on. It means he got on a heater, so he probably has even more points for. So if Dan goes 5-1, which is not likely, but is it outside of the realm of possibility? No, I give him like a 2% chance to do this. But Dan should be saying, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" Okay, I think that's his tier. So you're telling me there's a chance,
Wait,
which
that
is
was
kind
Dan
of
last year, and like the
which
years
is
where he's down, he just
kind
like
of both of your tier as well, because like I almost feel like you guys kind of need to go 5-1 almost too, because 7 wins probably won't get you in unless you really make up that points for gap. So I agree, Steve, that he's actually in a similar spot as you guys, but
yeah. And the thing with my team is really, really frustrating is I have the first 3 weeks are just abysmal. When points for was like at 100 or under an average of 100. Then I go 3 weeks of 150 basically. I'm like, I'm back. And then I drop an 83 bomb. So then it's like
right.
now only 6 games left. Like I kind of, you're right. I probably, even if I beat Pickle, I probably need to get 8 wins.
Looking
I
at
think
it
you
though, is Dan closer
might.
to Steve and I, or is he closer to Josh? I think he's closer to Josh because
No, I
The,
think
the one thing that gives me hope is that I have the same amount of points for as Austin. It's the only thing that gives me hope.
well, Austin's in a bad spot too. Like I think
Austin and Dan, I think, are in the same tier. I think you and I are in a tier above. Um, just saying.
I think that we've seen. I think somebody did a fact check, and like most years in our league, somebody doesn't make the playoffs at 7-6, and
I
so
don't think it's
that's where
most. It was
I
kind
think
of.
it actually is. It's a
I have
lot.
one. Austin has two. So then I guess we'd have to see like how many would make it often. I guess.
I'm just saying. I think that it does happen, and I think that it could happen this year. And so that's again where those tiebreakers come into play. But all of you guys, I think we can all agree you're sort of in the fighting for your life tiers. Like
Yeah.
you guys need to string, you need to string some wins together.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing about this year though is you get the last off your back a little bit because of Josh. Where
Right.
this year, like usually when these spots have had before, it's like I either win and have a chance or lose or I'm fighting for my life,
Right.
But won't need to fight too hard this year, it seems.
I think that the next tier would be Mark, Austin, Johnny, and I'm gonna put.
Oh wait, Johnny. I forgot.
So
about
Johnny's probably in your guys' tier as
Johnny's
well.
in our tier for sure. I forgot about Johnny.
Well, the one thing I'll say about Johnny, though, no, actually, he only has 20 more points for than you. He's definitely in your tier.
Yeah.
Everything we just said applies to Johnny as well.
Yeah.
And Johnny's potentially in a worse spot of all because he plays me this week.
Do you have any bye weeks at all?
No.
Okay, yeah, good luck.
I mean, I like my kicker, Sam Laporta, but that's not a big deal.
Really how it is it's Dan, Johnny, because he's going to lose this week. Dan, Johnny, and then whoever loses between me and Pickle, that's going to be a tier. Whoever loses.
That's true.
Then
you know what?
Who wins will jump up to the next tier.
Are pending. Exactly. Whoever loses your matchup is down with Dan and Johnny. Although I think Dan plays Josh, and I'm telling you, Dan at 3 and 5, if he puts up a good points for, is live. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know that.
I don't know.
Like I
think
just
Dan is
say,
just
if
addicted
Dan
to
wins
Austin.
this week, I feel a lot better about Dan than whoever loses your guys' matchup, and Johnny if he loses to me.
Oh, you talking about Pickle? Yeah, I would.
Says the guy who's roped to my colors.
Okay.
Just 'cause I own.
Okay. So then the next tier, then Johnny's with you guys, is Mark and Austin, and I'm not gonna lie, Luke. I think Luke is more in that tier because now this is Pickle's number one team as of like last week or something that just put up 102. Luke is bleeding a little bit. He's on.
my number one team.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
week.
right. Paco's your number one team. Luke's on a 2-game losing streak. Yes, he's 5-2, but when we look at it here, his points for it's decent. He had Justin Jefferson out last week, but I think the biggest thing is Puka Nacua. I mean, how quick is Puka coming back? Because if Puka misses a prolonged amount of time, then I think Luke could really find himself fighting for his playoff life.
Maybe, but he's 5-2. It's. I mean, there would
No,
have to be some teams
no,
would have to pull away.
Steve, think about this. If Mark and Austin both win this week, and Paco and Luke lose, then there's 4 5-3 teams, and the winner of your game is going to be 4-4, one game behind them.
Yeah.
Wow, that is actually crazy. And then
you got 5 people fighting for 2 spots.
Yeah.
Very quickly, Luke. I'm telling you, Luke's in trouble. If he wins this week and he stems off the tide and he's 6-3, he's or 6-2, he's got to get in. Yeah. It's a pivotal week for Luke. If he loses, I think he all of a sudden finds himself in this mushy middle of teams that could be fighting for the playoffs.
Yeah. And Luke's trade, I don't know how this. I mean, he gave up Javonte Williams, who has been huge for him.
Yeah. What was he doing?
And who did he take? Some guy on a bad team.
I'll pull that up here. Where
he took
actions.
Nico Collins, right?
Nico and Breece Hall.
Yeah, you're right.
And he gave away Javonte and who else? Javonte Williams.
I think somebody garbage, right? You got it, Pickle?
Yeah. This one right here. Yep.
No, that's not it. It's Kenneth Walker.
Oh, yeah, he also traded for Kenneth Walker for some unknown reason.
Oh, no. And, dude, Kenneth Walker this year, I'm always high on Kenneth Walker, but, I saw that the coach and Kenneth Walker this one week got in this, altercation. It is 50-50 there. I don't know if it's Sharp's going out of his mind, but this is not the year to have Walker. Oh, Pollard. He gave him Pollard.
I thought that was a pretty good trade overall if Nico Collins is healthy.
And that could be really good for Dan.
Dude, Nico hasn't even been good this year when healthy. The Texans suck. They can't protect Stroud, and so he can't get the ball to Nico.
Yep.
He's had a couple of good games in the fourth quarter, but he's just not been healthy. I think that's the main issue, maybe.
Dude, depending on the Texans' offense is depending on the Cardinals' offense. You think it's going to go well? It literally never goes well.
So Nico has 1 game over 20 points this season.
Yeah.
Half the year. I could not believe that he gave up Javonte because I don't see any signs of Javonte slowing down. There's no really reason to believe that. He gets a ton of work and an offense that's actually kind of humming. The only thing I can say for this trade is that somehow these trades always seem to work out for Luke.
Yep. They always seem to work out. And the craziest thing is, it was really the draft pick of the draft. I think Javonte Williams, probably the value of the draft. In the 9th or 10th round, he takes Javonte.
Yeah.
Right.
It's literally almost a league winner for where he drafted him, but now he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works out.
Pickle, why do you think it's more even?
I honestly think Breece Hall, whether he gets traded this week or next week, whatever team he falls on, I think he's going to be a dog. If he doesn't get traded, there is no reason in the world for the Jets not to just run him to death, because if they're not trading before the deadline, they're not trading him in the offseason, and he doesn't want to be there. So
yeah, but he's still on a terrible team, and
yeah, but Fields might not start this week. That was another bad take I had earlier in the year. I thought Fields was going to be good, but if Fields doesn't start this week, that might actually open up the playbook, because Garrett Wilson, when he's healthy,
who's their backup? That really matters.
No, he's not terrible. Gino. Isn't it Gino? No, Gino's at the. Who is their backup?
But while you find out who the backup is, but I really think, though, you're right. I do think it's Luke and literally Mark and Austin in a tier right now.
Yes.
Looking at it, because you're right. He is, and he's kind of on a downfall because the Waddle trade, like you guys thought, didn't work out for him because Miami sucks. And then, and then he just made this trade.
It's Puka. The main thing is Puka. I think more than anything, it's Puka.
Yeah, it's true.
It depends on how many games Puka misses and if he can survive that period. That's the main thing.
Now, I know Puka will feel the same here about what I'm about to say, okay? Not Paco, Pickle. That's his name up. I actually think you and Paco are in the same tier right now. And
that's fair.
You're probably going to say he's better or something like that.
No, I think it's fun to hate on Vinny's team. It's fun to hate on the East, and it's fun to rile them up. And of course, I'll do that. But no, I think it's 1A, 1B. You could give or take either Pac or Vinny. I'm pretty much have said that Paco's been one for the last couple of weeks, but it's even the same. You look at the points for Vinny does have the edge on that. I just personally like the players better on Paco's team.
But I don't think points for is going to matter because they're going to be clearly in the playoffs. Exactly. And Paco's team has been on this kind of roller coaster of Chase sucks, nothing's happening, and Jigba Jigba's a superstar, all-star, and now Chase is back because he might even be back better than we've ever seen him. Yeah. Flacco just throws it to him every play. So now he has this crazy upside, and this Tyler Warren guy, my gosh.
So that was another one of the picks of the draft. Yeah. And I actually said it when Paco grabbed him. He was on my board. I really wanted Tyler Warren. But I wasn't going to reach for him, and I really wanted him. And as soon as Paco, because I thought his ADP was nuts. I watched him a ton in college. And I was like, he's going to be the number one tight end in Indianapolis. And I was like, I wanted Tyler Warren, but I thought that was a great pick by Paco.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously your team is still insane. And I think it might be the highest I've ever seen a projected player is Jonathan Taylor this week. I think it's 26 points.
Yeah. I have a lot to say about my team, so I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
If you want to make the argument for my team in its own tier, I am the only 6-1 team. And I'm almost 100 more points for than Paco. So we're actually not even close in points for. However, he beat me. I think it's totally fair to say we're in the same tier. That's my one loss. So
yep.
I give my weekly respect to Paco as a worthy adversary so that Paco has no fuel from me.
You guys are kind of opposite sides, running back receiver, although with this Rashee Rice and Evans is out of there, but with Rashee Rice Pittman, you might be too strong in all position groups, to be honest. And you get possibly back this week, huh?
Yeah, possibly. I actually need to look at the practice reports from today. I've been meaning to do that. I know he was limited yesterday. Yeah. So this is what I'll say about my team, boys.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for my opportunity here because I have been one of the worst members of the league in the last number of years. There's no question. Had very little success. And that started to really frustrate me a couple years ago. But the fact of the matter was, I was coaching, getting my master's, dating my now wife long distance, and then planning a wedding and going back and forth to Minnesota. And I just did not have the time to lock in. We've all had seasons of life like that. Paco, when he was in seminary, and he had a 3-10 and I think a 1-13 season or something like that. But anyway, 1-12. But this year I decided, I made a conscious decision. I said, I am locking in. I told Ruthie, I was like, I told her about this league. I was like, this is my year. I am locking in. And I'll say this, fantasy football has a lot of luck involved, but I do think there's a correlation of time spent, though, because I by far spent the most time this summer I ever have. I was more analytical than I've ever been. I used a lot of different resources, things to get ready. And I don't think it's a coincidence. There's a lot of element of luck because, if CMC and Taylor both go down this week, I'm screwed no matter what. You know what I mean? As Mark keeps predicting is going to happen to me. But I put in more time than I've ever put in this summer, and then I think I easily had the best draft I've ever had. I'm very proud of it. I've touted that a few times because I'm very proud of it because I put a lot of work into that, actually. And I have, some could maybe be guessed. I'm not going to go into it. Dan would hate this, but I do have, I came into this year with a real system, actually, a real approach of how I was going to go after players, how I was going to manage my roster in between weeks. And so far, it's really working for me. So we'll see. But I'm very proud of the offseason adjustments I made. Went through a long process. I'm a new owner now. And so far, it's working. We'll see.
Yeah, I think where you draft and stuff really does determine a lot of the team, just the way it kind of flows. Because after you drafted and you're talking about your team, I looked at your team. It was pretty funny. And my is it the parents? One of a family league or something. One of the leagues I have, I literally have McCaffrey, Taylor, Mike Evans. I have 4 or 5 similar players. But then we went a little off the rails there, But I think a lot of depending where you can grab a lot of these players, and you were just right on the money on all those picks.
And I think it's those later rounds. The front rounds is what we usually put so much emphasis on and so much of our energy into thinking who we're going to draft. And that matters a ton. But like any number of those players could be stars. It's sometimes about finding those diamonds in the rough. And that's what I'm proud of is my later rounds because like in the later rounds, I got Judkins, which people, laughed at that, but I got Judkins. Which there was no guarantee it was going to work out, but I got Michael Pittman, which I'm proud of, and now I can say to Mark officially that he was wrong. He was trying to be right on a technicality, but now Pittman actually has gotten over 20 again. I actually drafted, if you want to talk about strictly my draft, I actually drafted Cam Scattaboo too. I wasn't patient enough with that one in the late rounds. But I think, Pickle, you made a great point. He does deserve to be with you. Scattaboo is a pickle player right there. Come on.
Well, Vinny, also, I think one thing that's super helped you is you drafted Jonathan Taylor and Pittman, and then all of a sudden, they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Listen, I could have been very wrong about that, but that was what I was predicting from the start. As I just thought, with a actually somewhat competent quarterback, they would be because they've been almost that for years now, with like Joe Flacco and AR3 at the helm. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I think they have maybe the best offensive line in football right now, underrated. And so you give any NFL quarterback who has somewhat competence that much time and that much of a running game, he can go play action on, and they're going to be a pretty good team. But anyway, I could go on and on. I'm very happy with my draft. I hope I continue to be happy with my draft.
But yeah. Well, I will tell you this, Vinny. The years that maybe you didn't put as much time on, they will never be forgotten by this league. Never. They'll never be forgotten because I remember I tried in the chat to talk about the dark years, and I said, okay, I accept the dark years. No one was going to let that fly. No,
hey, you're right, Steve.
Year. What? That was the stat year, so it was like crazy. Like everybody's trying to justify stuff. So it was like, well, and they're like, oh no, But that's part of the reason I love this league is no matter what year you're in, they're gonna hold you to it.
And Paco's gonna always get held to his, and Johnny's always gonna get held to his because let's be honest here, a large portion of being quote unquote good at fantasy football is paying attention and doing things. So if you're not paying attention, then yes, you have like every right to be chirped for being bad.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what makes this league great is that we care enough to go and start shit up from the past and keep it alive. And I mean,
segue.
Ballsy that you.
Oh yeah, 10 years ago today or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally interrupted you. Sorry. Continue your thought.
Oh no, I just continuing bashing how Steve came into my house today wearing my colors. He's fully embraced the pick.
Dude, I hope Lad goes nuclear tonight.
He is 0 right now.
Immediately, Pickle. He is 0 right now. Basically, screw you, Steve. So that history, that was a perfect segue. Well, actually, really quick on my team, I wanted to bring up that I have your boy right now, Kyle Pitts, Steve, in like the first year that he's ever been good. And this is the first time he's starting for me. We'll see how he does.
Oh, he'll fail you.
And thank you for drop. It was you who dropped Dak Prescott, right?
Yep.
That has kept my team humming. Like I lost Lamar, I picked up Dak, and Dak has gotten me since I've started him 28, 22, 23.
Yeah, well, that's what I was expecting from him, okay? In the first few weeks where I scored 80, 90, and 101 points or whatever, he didn't do a damn thing, So it's just the way it goes.
Anyway, just had to personally thank you for dropping Dak and keeping my season going along. Anyway, so I wanted to do this little segment. We talk a lot about our history. This is not really this is not what we usually use it for, of proving who's best or worse or anything like that. But I just thought it'd be fun. Like this league's been going now for 15 years. I think 13 that people count, or no, 12 that people count. But this is the 15th year overall. I just thought, you know what? Why don't we just take a look at, we just had week 7. Let's take a look at what week 7 looked like 10 years ago in 2015. Usually when we're going back and looking at the histories, we're looking at the overall.
Yeah.
So I just thought this would be fun to revisit. What happened in week 7 10 years ago?
Who was in the league? Was I in the league 10 years ago?
Everyone that's in the league now is in the league 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay. 2015 was the group.
Because Al hadn't come yet, and you were already in it, Paul. So I'm looking at it now. I was a sophomore in college in Grand Valley. Ironically, I did not cherry pick this year. I just wanted to be 10 years ago. This was actually the year I got second place. This was like the one year I've been good in the last 10 years. But anyway, I wanted to go through some of these matchups. Some of them you'll know, but some of them I want you to try to guess who these teams even were, like
Okay.
who is who, and see if you can guess who won.
Okay.
Okay.
I like this.
So we'll start off champion or bust. Up the wazoo. One sec. Let me tell you the whole matchup. Champion or bust wins up the wazoo 92-83.
Wins up the
What do you
wazoo.
guys think those teams were?
Wins up the wazoo sounds like.
You say yours, and I'll say mine because I think I know who. Wins up the wazoo and who?
Champion or bust.
Okay, I think I know who it is. I just have a gut feel. So why do you go first though?
I think I'm gonna go Mark.
Mark on who?
Champion or bust. Wins up the wazoo is Luke.
Okay, I think champion or bust is Luke. I think champion or bust. Wait a second.
Wins up the wazoo.
Is that me?
Like
no, I don't think it's me, dude. I'm gonna say it's Luke, but I just had the crazy thing that came over. And I think wazoo is like 10 language. It could be you, Vinny, but I think it's 10 versus Luke.
Steve nailed it. So champion or bust. Ironically, Luke did beat me in the championship that year. Was Luke and wins up the wazoo. I believe someone can fact check me on that. The fact checkers going to come out. I'm not looking at it right now. Wins up the wazoo was Austin.
Yeah, wazoo is just like I just felt like that's 10, and then championship or bust. I swear I remember Luke making that.
So Luke beat 10 92-83. Okay, these ones we're gonna know, but I'll ask you who do you think won? Another matchup, FM. We all remember was Johnny.
Yeah. Why was it? I forget why that was.
Jadinkledge Morgoon.
I know Jadinkledge Morgoon because it was I've changed my name every year, multiple times, and it was the one name that stayed with me for 3 years that I didn't change. I don't know why. Who knows why? But I know that's me. Versus who? FM?
Versus Johnny,
Yeah,
FM.
Johnny, yeah.
Oh dear, I got like 37 or something probably, right? Give me something.
It's not that bad, but it is funny. Now remember, this is pre-PPR, but Johnny beat you 78-55.
That's such a wild score to think about.
Yes, that's why I'm saying this is really fun. Those scores are actually wild. Okay.
Like 93 was probably a decent week, when 10 beat Luke.
We had 2 people that broke 100 this week. Wow. 10 years ago. One was Josh, back when Josh was good. Team victory lap. He beat this person by a margin of 116-86. He beat Trash Talk Sherman. Do you guys remember whose team that was?
That one was Mark.
That's Mark.
Yep, exactly.
Love Sherman. Yep.
Okay. Now I got 2 more for you. One, this is my favorite one. Choice 14. You all remember Dan, right? Choice 14.
Yep.
Choice 14 beat Paco's Jocos by a score, and I'm not kidding here. And Paco's going to say this is the dark years because he was 3-10. He beat Paco by a score of 115-27.
Oh, no. Yay. That's
Paco's Jocos.
Could you see the players or no?
No, won't let you. Let me try in a second because I don't want to get this. No, it won't let you click into it. That has to be the lowest. I mean, I don't want to click into every week in the league's history, but 27.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find something lower than that, to be honest. That's insane.
And it's hilarious that Dan put up 115. Yeah. There's only 2 people broke 100 this week. Dan is one of them, and he beats Paco's Jocos 115-27. And then my favorite, maybe my actual favorite from the week is I beat Pickle, whose name was Harbaugh Hysteria at the time.
Oh, yes.
Which was actually, I think, that must have been, what was that, Jim Harbaugh's first year?
Might have been.
2015? Yeah, so I beat Pickle 80-76. So anyway, that was your
first and only win against me?
that was in...
What was your name?
Yeah, what was your name?
Redhead Redemption redo.
Redhead Redemption, yes.
Now, if we look at week 8, which is what we're about to go into, I'll just briefly go these. I beat Paco's Jocos. Johnny beat Dan. Josh beat Luke. Harbaugh Hysteria beat Austin. And Jadinkledge Morgoon beat Trash Talk Sherman. And that one was by a score of 73-67. Things were different in the pre-PPR days.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when we switched. It was so great.
It's wild, actually. It's
But
wild
yeah,
to think that, like, because PPR is way better, dude.
Yeah.
I'd way rather have PPR.
Just give me more options.
Yeah, just give me more points.
actually, fact checking myself because I wanted to check. Josh beat me in the championship that year.
Mm.
Lukey made the playoffs, but actually the playoffs that year were me, Josh, Pickle, and Lukey.
Look at that, Pickle in the playoffs there. 15, dude. Harbaugh hysteria was cooking.
Talk about 7-6s. That year, 2 teams missed going 7-6.
No way.
Wow.
Johnny and Tin.
That's actually
Johnny
crazy.
and Tin were both 76, 7
What are
6,
the
and both
makeup
missed.
of what's the makeup of records on that year? Because
Okay, so Pickle was 9-4, but he lost in the first round. Luke was 8-5. No, Luke was 8-4-1. I was 8-5. Was also 7-6. So there were 3 7-6 teams. Josh got in by 0.4, and Josh ended up winning the championship.
what's the worst record? 3-10.
So the other records, yeah, Paco was 3-10, Mark was 6-7, Dan was 5-8, and Steve was 4-8-1.
I feel like the years where 7-6 don't get in, there's going to be a similar record pattern, and I wonder, like Josh being 0-7.
There needs to be some bad ones.
Yeah, well, and I think you can't have ones like you if you go like 12-1, right? It's hard for I think 7-6 not to get in because you just beat up the league so hard. I think like there's going to be a lot of good steady like records.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, boys, that was in the league 10 years ago today.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's
There you
crazy.
go. A little segment for you.
That's awesome. Well, I guess
The
we
matchups
hop
before we
into
get
the
out of here.
matchups for this week.
Yeah.
Dissect them. See what we got. Who do you want to start with, Pickle?
I think we just pull up the scoreboard here, and
Oh, 1.4
We'll
to
look at that one.
1.7.
we'll look at that one later. All right, let's look at the first games. If it ever lives.
Vinny versus Johnny. All right, what does it say here projection wise? 135 to 124. Okay,
Yeah.
So honestly, Johnny's projection is better than I thought. So yeah, A Chain is definitely who has been playing out of his mind lately. Actually, Devonta actually has been stepping up, and then Rico Dowdle. Who knows with Chuba back? I'm sure Dowdle has to get some more, just targets, or what would you call them? Just targets, but. Just because of the 200-yard games. But yeah, I mean, Vinny's team is full strength right now, man.
Full-fledged. Can he hold on?
I mean, I think Johnny absolutely can beat me. It depends on what Devonta Smith we get partly. Now, it looks like he's kind of been going.
Henry too. Like, he's got to score because there's very likely he gets under 10 points.
Yeah.
But Smith, this is Smith's game log, Devonta Smith. 4.6, 9.3, 20, 4.9, 19.4, 8.9, 33.3. He is boom or bust.
Yes.
I have him in another league, and I hate him. And Dowdle, like Johnny has some players that go off sometimes. I mean, Achane's just been solid. Mahomes has been solid. If Smith, Henry, and Dowdle all have a good week at once, like Johnny can absolutely beat me. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, I'm really curious to see what Rashee Rice does this week. If he just is the main target there and scores a bunch of points.
This would be a really good week for that because how much of last week with him just catch the ball again, run the football, get you back acclimated to things.
Right.
I
think this week will be telling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they went to him twice in the end zone. That's pretty telling enough as well for me. Like, he's going to be a main guy. Plus, the Chiefs have been, I mean, you got the perfect Chiefs here. Like, they're kind of just Mahomes figure it out. And that's the year you want to have a Rashee Rice type of guy.
Vinny, can you do me a favor? Can you check your league settings real quick?
The league settings? Yeah, why?
Something may have just happened.
Oh, dear. Is this a
Oh, not the settings. The league home,
Yeah.
You're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, a trade.
Oh, wait, Pickle is wheeling and dealing while we're on the pod?
Dude.
I'm sorry. That's why I was a little distracted earlier, but I think I just sealed.
I just scared him so bad by saying I was going to win that he traded Gibbs.
I've been trying to trade Gibbs all fucking year.
Wait, finally, he found what should have been his trade partner all along. You know what this is, too? This is Dan saying, F it. I don't think I'm going to win. Just give me the Lions players.
All right, well, it's back to a game this week, and I'm gonna pop some Zins after seeing that trade. Gosh dang it, man!
I'm sending it through right now, Pickle.
That's why he said to wait for us to look at our match to last. He knew that the trade was getting final.
That's why, like, literally the last 30, 40 minutes, I've been, like, going back and forth.
Okay.
Looking up injury stuff on Swift.
Okay.
What are your raw thoughts about this trade, Steve?
I think that him getting Josh Allen Swift makes him better this week. That's all I freaking hate. I don't know.
Because Gibbs is on a bye.
I don't know if it's a good trade. I mean, Gibbs is a monster. I think it's really annoying for me this week. That's really what I can't get over.
I have a good.
I think it's a fair trade overall, though. And me, I don't know. Maybe the chat will go crazy and people say I'm wrong. I haven't put it in a trade evaluator. I always try to do that just for a data point, but it looks fair to me.
So he just got Breece Hall and Pollard. So now he gets 2 starting running backs this week, and then he gets
Breece Hall.
Oh, he gave away Breece Hall.
Yeah.
And he gave away Swift. Wait, if Dan doesn't win this week because of these trades, it'll be the biggest.
Okay, so I guess he's rolling with Indiana Jones, which why not? I mean, if you're Dan, Daniel Jones is putting up so many numbers. If you have faith he can keep doing it, then okay.
Go to Dan's game right now. Yeah. Let's just go to Dan's team. I mean, this 3.9 Pickle. We're creeping.
But the thing about what Dan just did right now, Dan needs to win right now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He now has Gibbs and Amon-Ra both on bye.
Dude,
he did just get Javonte Williams. No, but Dan just got better. Like, if Dan survives this week, Dan's team now, okay, he has Daniel Jones, who, if he keeps playing the way he is, now he has Javonte Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Whoa.
That's deadly.
He has Gibbs, Javonte. Wow. And if Quentin comes back this week, because he still has Quentin.
So Dan is betting on the free week of playing Josh. So if he can get through it, then Dan is in this thing.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I love it. This is a great play from Dan.
I mean, so it's a Hail Mary, and when you're 2-5, you have to throw a Hail Mary. I love it, Dan.
It's a Hail Mary, and by the way, Dan's back in the chat, boys. He has Gibbs and Amon-Ra. He is back.
This is his wet dream right now. Just watching the Lions in every score now. He gets points.
Watch Monty. Monty's about to start having every touchdown. Monty and Laporta.
All right, so we'll continue forward with this. I think the Johnny Vinny thing. Johnny actually does have more life than I had thought, so I think it's fair him being in our tier. Let's see, like he kind of needs to win.
Game.
Same as me and Pickle. He kind of needs to win.
Yeah.
Anybody's game. Johnny needs it more, but I think either one of us could win it.
All right.
So do we move to then Tin and Lukey?
Let's do it.
This is a massive game.
Gatson again, this guy, man.
I wanted him so
this
bad.
guy from the Chargers gets everything now. Dude, this Chargers team is the wildest thing. It was Quentin like crazy. Quentin. He's now all of a sudden, he came back for injury. Didn't have a good week last week. It's Gatson. You get a little McConkey in there, a little Allen going crazy, like weirdest offense ever. But wow. Like Vinny was talking about, not looking great off the start for Luke and maybe the start of the fall here.
I'm not predicting a Luke fall. I'm just saying it's on the board.
So I know Austin doesn't like to say that we have a rivalry, but I mean, we have a rivalry, Austin. Let's admit it.
Let's be honest. You're in his head, Pickle.
I am. But Austin, I am your biggest cheerleader this week. If you can beat Lukey for me, I'll lay off. I'll lay off for a week.
Do you think it's actually better for you if he beats Lukey?
Yeah, it's better if Austin wins.
Dude.
Because then I have it, because I think I'm winning this week regardless. So I need to be able to get the second place. I don't think I can beat Paul. My goal is to get the second place.
Yeah, you can't beat his Lord and Savior. That's
second place in the division doesn't mean anything though, because it's 2 wild card spots.
True.
So I don't know that it necessarily. I almost think it's better for you if.
Well, we're gonna have
but if Luke wins, I agree it would be better for Pickle if he continues to win.
Yeah.
But if he wins and then starts losing, now it's bad.
Sure.
But dude, look at Luke's team. If Justin Jefferson doesn't score much this week, look at the rest of his players.
Wow. I'm telling you, no Puka, no Lukey.
I don't really like like some of Tin's players could go bad too. This could be just like a low scoring shit show match, but I don't feel good about Luke's team at all right
But
now.
both teams need it. Because
Yeah.
Tin, with his low points for and with his injuries and stuff, he needs to just get wins where he can get them until his guys get back. And then Lukey, as we've talked about, could really start falling if things don't go right. So
I don't think Luke needs it, but I think if he were to steal a win, it would be massive. Because I mean, look at his starting lineup. He has to have some bench players on.
I just don't love the trades he made this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He's got a lot of fire on the bench of Nico Collins and Kenneth Walker. They could easily combine for 17 points for him next week. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is a wild game actually. That's gonna be a big one to watch.
Yeah. Paul and Mark.
Wow, Paco has 3 guys going today, and they have a grand total of 3.2. Is that updated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mason, Vital, and Allen. I mean, those are all wild cards.
Goodness, Mark's starting Fannin.
He's been starting Fannin all year, I feel like.
I know.
Ooh, and he decided not to start Justin Herbert.
Oh, maybe the play. Wait, no.
Fannin's not bad. He's the 10th one.
On tight end, that's probably not even that good though.
I think that's
Like, because they still like look at like Njoku's probably 11 or 9. Like, it's the weirdest thing.
6. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Pittsburgh, I love it, Tampa Bay.
And he plays Dallas, which gives up a lot of pass yards. So.
You know, even though Paco's having a bad start, I still think he's going to win because I just think Mark's going to have a down week this week. I just don't see his players all connecting. He's got Zay Flowers. I guess Lamar. If even Lamar's back, that could change a lot. But like,
again, I would love that. But
he's got Bijan against Miami. That's a guaranteed 35. So who knows? I'm going to pick Paco though to win this.
Okay. I think Paco too, but I would love Mark.
You know I'm picking against Mark.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So far my picks, I haven't really been making them. I pick me, although I really think Johnny could beat me.
I pick
Austin.
Austin, second one, yep.
I pick Vinny. I pick 10 as well.
And then who are you picking this
All
one?
in an accord right now?
I pick Paco.
Okay.
That means wow. Well, incoming Johnny, Lukey, and Mark winning, since we're all in agreement that the other 3 are.
Are we all in the same agreement?
Yeah, we are. It's
Okay.
actually kind of wild. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Josh wins this week. I believe it.
Okay, it could happen though because of what Dan just did.
Yeah. Can you see?
Dan's a riverboat gambler now, and we love it. The player is back in the can. He's living on the edge.
Who is his second running back going to be this week? Is it Harvey? No, it's Pollard.
Yeah, it's Pollard.
Which hasn't been great, but
no,
it might be enough. It might be enough, dude. Give me Dan in the comeback story, dude. Give me Dan.
I'm with you, Steve.
That's just because you hate the Samurai.
Dude,
I'm now rooting for Dan.
I want Dan to lose, but give me Dan. I think Dan just made it happen, dude.
I want Dan to win. I also want Josh to go 0-13. I kind of want that.
It was kind of legendary.
I don't want that, man. I don't want it to be that bad.
I feel like Josh almost wants that a little sickly, you know?
There's no way, no one.
Part of Josh.
That's never happened, right? Not even a one-win team, I don't think. Has there been a one-win?
Paco went 1-12.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the worst we've ever seen.
That is wild.
And the best we've ever seen, I think, is 11-2, which is why I really want to go 12-1 and have a historic points for, but we'll see.
We could have history on both sides of the shit. 0-13 and 12-1 break. That'd be wild.
Boys, I turned the game on, and the Vikings are just apoplectic with wins. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good for Addison. So as we continue to our matchup here.
He doesn't need 4 quarters. He just needs 3 quarters. We've seen that before.
Okay. So
go ahead, Steve.
I need to know what your lineup looks like now. Okay, so no Dart. Allen. Who the hell is Allen playing against? Carolina. That's actually great for me. Carolina. I feel like Carolina has a sneaky good D.
Okay.
So now you get Swifty against Baltimore. And now you get Tess Johnson out of there, man.
I'm actually kind of
damn, I was so happy that you started.
So, Pickle, you're going to play Kamara in the flex over Diggs, huh?
Yeah, because there's no other running back right now in New Orleans.
No, there is.
Kendra tore his ACL.
There is. the worst player to ever duo with a running back plays is Taysom Hill, who's going to take all of the touchdowns.
Shut up.
And Miller's out. So Paul thinks Miller's out, so it's more Kamara. That just means more Taysom Hill. Like, it doesn't mean more Kamara.
No, this is the only week we have to play Kamara. Then we're moved on from Kamara. It'll be nice.
We got Higgins.
Steve, Kyron being on bye is tough for you.
Yeah.
No, it really is. But you know what? Dobbins, I just need him to just get a 2-touchdown week. He's not going to get receptions. I just have to get lucky with the 2-touchdown week. But to be honest, as much as I fucking hate it this week, my life is completely dependent on the Packers. On Sunday night against Rodgers.
He hates it, Pickle.
I know. He's gonna hate cheering every time Joe throw the touchdown.
You know what I hate? I made this kind of like, I'm going to go for Love because no one wants him, and go for some Packer players because the receiver core is a shit show, because I had such a bad start to the year. And I was looking, I'm like, Jordan Love, even though he throws picks at the worst time and he's not clutch at all, he throws the ball for like 1,000,000 yards because he's kind of just flings it out there. It's why he has so many bad picks. And then their offense has been abysmal. Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Love sucks. He's terrible.
I have a question for you, Steve. In front of the whole podcast and chat and everything, would you rather your team beat the Pickle this week? And in order to do that, the Lions are going to still not be in first place. Would you be willing to concede the Lions being in first place this weekend?
I'm not even going to answer this bullshittery, okay?
Everybody, he's refusing to answer the question, so let the record be shown. He's still the Packer fucker.
Hey, the Packers aren't playing the Lions, okay?
Hey, you know what, Pickle? I can't take this because you're actually a Packer fan, so I can't support this.
Yeah. But I'm going to take me in the win here.
Okay, surprise. All right.
Vinny, I'm curious, who you take?
Yeah.
Who does the commissioner?
Okay, I'm gonna break this down for you boys since you're both right here. So obviously we give the edge for Allen over Love significantly. I go Barkley over Kamara, though they're both kind of has-beens. Scatabo over Dobbins, at least the potential. McConkey and Higgins are both feast or famine. We'll see how McConkey does the rest of this game. We know Herbert's loving to spread the ball around. Pickens and Addison are both guys I wouldn't want on my team. I'll take Kraft over Ertz probably. I think I'm going Pickle with the slight edge after that Josh Allen trade.
Dude, because now he gets Swift in his fucking flex.
Yep.
And instead of Tez Johnson, which I was just so happy to see Tez Johnson in there. But
yeah,
you know
I think
Pickle is so scared that he traded away Gibbs because he traded away Gibbs live on the pod. I think he said something at the start of the pod that kind of.
Okay, Lad just dropped a terrible. Did you guys see this?
No.
It was like a 30-yard pass. It is right in Lad's hands. It hits him in the hands, in the chest, and in the face. Not a defender within 10 yards of him.
That's
Steve.
Playoff chances right there.
That might have been the game right there. I mean, it was a 30-yard pass that literally could not have been more well thrown. And when I tell you, there wasn't a defender in the frame. You couldn't see one on the screen. And it hit both of his hands, his chest, and his face.
This guy
he basically just said, F you, Steve. I'm dropping this shit.
Makes me want to rip my hair out this year, man. I picked him in the third round thinking, oh man, Herbert's back, and it's like a nightmare. And now we got Gatson. Like, just please, if I lose this week, I might just drop him just to not see him anymore. I'm so sick of this guy. It's fine though, because he has Addison. So that's a wash.
Wow.
Well, boys, do we have any final thoughts? Because I think we should wrap it up here so I can watch a lad drop some more.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the picks, boys. And the chat is active right now after that trade, so I think they're going to be ready for the pod.
All right. Well, I'll get it uploaded as soon as we can. Vinny, love having you on, bro. Yeah. We need the commish. Get the commission week 8. Feeling great.
Love the contract.
Great over there.
Thanks for having me on, boys. I know I talked a lot, but usually I just do one appearance per season, so I had to get it in there.
And for sure. Mark, you're gonna sign the contract.
That's right. And he's gonna just accept me giving it to him next week too. Second time of the year.
Dude, maybe we get Vinny and Mark on just to go at it next week. Maybe. maybe preview of next.
I got parent-teacher conferences next Thursday, unfortunately, but just know if you have Mark on, then I'll be knowing that every single word he says is a lie.
Okay.
Have me on after I give it to Mark.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
Mark
we'll
won't
make a
accept
deal.
the invite, though. He won't.
Well, maybe we'll make a deal before next week that you guys have to come on the pod together.
Okay, that's actually a great deal. No matter what, we have to come on the pod.
Yes.
Yep.
Not next week, but the week after that.
Yes.
I like that, actually. Okay.
Okay, that'll be fun. All right, boys. Great pod, everybody. Best of luck this week. Everybody have a good time.
Throw some gas in the chat, Dan.
Yes.